How's it going, your cheeky cheeseburgers? We're going to be looking at Helldivers 2 Machinery of Oppression Update 6.2.2 on April 28, 2026. This is the latest patch update. I believe that in June, the final patch for the Machinery of Oppression's combined patches is going to be done. So this is just a sub update. So we're going to start with patch highlights, newer biomes, as well as looking at the newest warbond towards the end. I'm just going to highlight the major things. We're not going to go over the micro fixes unless they're important, but mostly just the things that you need to worry about, starting with the first still image of the newer biome that was just added to the game. All right, let's start with the patch highlights. 2 new biomes, 1 new enemy variant, major exosuits rebalance, enemy rebalance, side arms and stratagems rebalance, several known issues resolved. The issues resolved are defending cities events, super earth controlled again, destroying the airbase, control towers with portable hell bombs no longer block objectives, progression. I'm assuming this was like a glitch that was happening in the game. Enthusiastic merit emote sound has been fixed. Laughter is once again permanent on the battlefield. I'm assuming it was patched. I don't use this emote, so I don't know if it was muted and you couldn't hear it, but I'm assuming people will spam it. That's the reason why it was muted. The flesh pops are no longer able to clip through various objects when charging. I actually dealt with this one a couple times where they would just it would be multiple of them that would just clip through buildings sometimes for me. We have restocked the fireworks for the celebrations when players have completed the tutorial. I don't think many people even go back to play the tutorial. I don't know why they needed to take them away, I guess. Gunships and shriekers are now spawning during the operations with the appropriate effect present. The double-edged sickle no longer emits a high-pitched drone when firing. I mean, some of these so far they don't look that they actually needed to be either taken out or fixed. Players will no longer be redirected to the Python Commandos warp instead of the redacted regiment and vice versa when selecting acquisitions in the ship management menu. I've dealt with this particular bug where it would just go back and like either be on the newest warbond or a different warbond and it would just return me back to this. Sparks and bugs, spewer smoke now have higher material resolution. Now let's talk about some of the balances that just came out as well. The exosuit rebalance. We agree with the community. The Arrowhead says that they have agreed with us, saying that the exosuits destroy super easily. They take almost no damage. They break, especially against automaton factions, which, you know, I've dealt with them. You guys probably dealt with them. They increase the durability of the exosuits as health pool increase from 850 to 1600. Exosuit will die if the main health pool is depleted before it could die if specific health zones were depleted. Increases the acid vulnerability by 50%. Fixes part of the cockpit's health zone and are not blocked by the ragdoll actor. Increases exosuits arm health from 350 to 600. Exosuits arms now have a 50% explosion resistance. Removed constitution and bleed outs on the exosuit's arm. Even if you're staggered, it will not affect the ability for you to shoot. Enemy damage against vehicles. The automaton illuminates do damage reasonably well against the vehicles, especially now with the changes to the exosuit. The terminates, however, have fallen behind a bit in their ability to deal with the vehicles, so we have made some buffs to their damage against durable target. Once again, I don't feel like they need to. They overwhelm you, so this just seems like they're going back to that old way where they were just putting a bunch of different updates to where it was nerfing us and buffing the enemies. Now it also slows the enemy with a 25% when they are confused by gas. Of course, also affects you. Larger enemies like Biotitans and Factor Striders do not become confused. Also, they are load. All right, so we got a couple side arms balancing as well. 30 stun baton, decreased stamina, increased damage, and increased durability damage. Stamina from 5% to 3%, damage from 75% to 120. Durability from 38 is increased to 60, being a little better. I don't really see much of a difference. The stun lens decreased stamina from 5% to 3%, and that also goes for the saber, combat hatchet, and the entrenchment tool. They all get roughly a 2% decrease. We got a stratagem rebalance as well. All right, we're going to go through some of the stratagems really quickly. The deflation tool was increase and move damage box to make it easier to hit enemies, so it responds quicker. Longer windows for the damage hitbox is active. Armor penetration is increased twice as fast. Moves slower when it doesn't damage to an enemy. Decreases stamina from 10% to 5%. One true flag stamina is decreased from 5% to 3%. The ballistic shield backpack health has been increased from 600 to to 1000. The spear has increased its backpack missiles from 3 to 4. The flame sentry has increased its range from 30 meters to 34 meters, and its damage output by 50%, increase how fast it annex enemies. The laser sentry increased heat capacity from 200 to 250. This could have just been something where the laser sentry just kind of shuts off when it reaches a gap like 200 and it cools down maybe 2 or 3 times and then it explodes. I think that would be something that they should put in the actual game. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. The sterilizer updated the gas spray VFX. The gas lingers for longer and has shorter range. Okay, so now we have some of the enemies that got buffed or debuffed a little bit. For the Terminates, the Bio Titan spews explosions are smaller to match the visual better. Decreases explosions in inner radius from 2.25 to 1. Decreases explosions outer radius from 3.5 to 2.2. The Hive Guard increased armor on head from legs from medium to heavy. Don't understand why. They could have just kept it like it was. Decreases armors on body from 2 to 1. Decreases health on body from 500 to 350. So yeah, they changed it from medium penetration to heavy. They lower the health. Not sure why they did this. This makes no sense. They could have just left it alone or just not worry about changing the medium armor. Right, the Biospear increased durability damage on melee attacks. Stalkers and Pulvers increase durable damage. Shriekers increase durable damage. Scavengers increase durable damage. Hunters and all warrior variants also increase durability damage. This makes no sense as to why they are increasing their health pool in a sense, or their armor. All right, so for the Charger, Hive Lord, and Dragon Roach, pretty much all of their damage durable has been increased, especially melee or physical, and flame for the Dragon Roach, which is once again makes no sense as to why they're doing this. I understand that we have stronger weapons, but this is a PvE game. They should not. Right, for the automatons, we have a couple. The Rider, the Berserker, Devastator were all increased durability damage to melee, my bad. The Heavy Strider, the Rocket Devastator, and the Hawk were all increased. Actually, no, it was just the Heavy Devastator got its shield destructible and dropped when destroyed. Its armor heavy to 4, health 800, and durability to 0.7. The Rocket got its damage stagger strength on rockets projectiles from 50 to 35. Increased their durability damage on flame attacks. War Striders, legs, hip joints, decrease armor on heavy to medium. All tanks' main body parts increase health on main health pool from 3000 to 4000, bags to 750 to 1500, armors on back vents, medium to heavy 3 to 4, remove track damage zones when the zone is dead, remove damage caps and carry although from tracks to main health. So even if you overkilled it, more damage does to the main health. Once again, they're up increasing health and stuff like that. Tanks are really slow. They really rarely kill me, so I don't really see them adding more damage to this or health pool to them, but still it just makes no sense as to why they're doing this. They might last a little longer in the battlefield, that's about it. Shredder tank turns, reduces turn speed. Barrage tanks turns, increase health on weak spots. Right, so now we're going to the Illuminate front. Flesh mobs increase durable damage. Tesla towers, here's a good part. Lower destruction strengths needed to destroy it from 30 to 20. Adds health functions with 200 health and second armor. So now you can actually destroy this particular enemy with sort of light weapons in a sense. The Tesla towers are doing a little bit better. Now we got a couple of crashes, but they're not really that important. We got a rare AI crash. We got a current under barrel firing mode. A rare crash that happens when whistles while fighting enemies, predominantly against the Illuminates. Weapons and stratagems added missing hectic feedback when fighting MG emplacement. The sci-fi artillery will no longer let you insert a shell and they immediately removed it. Enemies, flesh mobs now can deal damage to vehicles. I thought they always could, but that's I don't mind it. Destroying a terminate egg while standing against it can no longer send the Helldiver flying. Shooting marks on the Exo will now appear on the correct body part that was shot at. Okay. Fixes bugs where certain enemies kill would not account towards order progression. Factory Striders will no longer count as a factory in Destroy Automaton factory missions. I don't know how I feel about that one. Stratagems Hellpot can no longer land on the air control tower during the evacuation prior to missions. Then we got a couple miscellaneous improvements from terrain quality set to low. Extraction autos now fly straight up upon extracting from cities. Gapped in certain terrain, fixes several floating items on the mega planet. Should now more consistently scorch in terrain under it. Optimizes performance for straight flowing runs. You have a message to display the stratagem hub when stratagems fail to be called in. You got a couple more visuals. Enemy visibility and hearing should now be affected more by different weathers. This means enemies should generally have a harder time spotting and hearing Helldivers in more intense weather scenarios. That one's kind of good. I've noticed that it didn't matter where I was, nighttime, rain, I guess illuminates, they can still spot me even though I was wearing dark armor, and so that's kind of nice. Players can no longer fall through the ship's roof in illuminate invasion missions. That's pretty much all of the patch updates. Now we also have the Exo Expert warbond that just released today as well on the 28th of April, and some of the screenshots you've probably already seen on the Helldivers website or their social media accounts. They do look pretty nice, especially some of the exosuits. I like the actual Spartan looking exosuit bullet storm, and I'm actually excited about the P20 missile pistol. This one looks really cool. It almost looks like machine gun, not SMG top. Yeah, it is an SMG. But with that, let's look at the warbond itself in the game. Alrighty guys, so here we are in the actual game itself, and just you can see this is the newest warbond that we have. I actually grinded a little bit for the super credits. I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. Yes sir. And we can check out some of the stuff that they have. This is the newest weapon. Not enough. Yep, sounds about right. I haven't grinded enough, but we will be taking the super credits themselves. We have some of the weapons here. Medium penetrator armor for the gallant. That's actually cut. Oh, it's a stratagem. Okay, I didn't even pay attention when this is released, but this is really quick. Support weapon, light armor penetrating, expendable. You have the free spirit oxygenator, increases the wearer's walking and running speed, increases the speed and durations of slides. Got a standard free spirit helmet, the newer cosmetics or skins for the Hellpod. In the second one, we got a heavy operator, increases the wearer's walking and running speed, increases the speed and duration slides. This one I think would be great as a tank that you can use to move extremely quickly. The skin for the Pelican 1. You have the lumber exosuit, explosive vehicle, incendiary and anti-tank with the missile pistol, medium penetrating armor, one-handed and guided. And you have the operator helmet, flags or skin for the recon and for the exosuit as well. The thumbs of approval emote as well with the breakthrough heavy armor penetrating exosuit. Pretty much destroys a charger. All right guys, that's it for me. I hope you guys have a good day, and yeah, if you like the video, subscribe, helps me out a lot, and thumbs up.